did arrive drunk in a bikini, that is true.
Drunk in a bikini?
Well, it was a very hot day in Bolton.
Okay.
They only come once a decade, I always say this.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it, with things, because they become a tagline, but it was a series of events. It was a sunny day.
Yeah.
We were having some beers on the field. The batteries in my stereo ran out, and I knew that in the tech block, they had batteries. So I just thought, I'll leave them sunbathing for a second, and I'll just nip in, steal some batteries for the stereo, and I got caught in the middle.
How you beating yourself though, man?
Good. I'm 4 months old, my baby.
Oh, nice.
Elijah, yeah. So 4 months.
So wait, when I seen you that time, we was at the BBC.
We did that.
Was you pregnant then?
When was that?
That would have been, I think, maybe last year.
Possibly. I actually found out a year ago today that I was pregnant.
Oh,
because it was the
okay.
RTS Awards, and then the next morning I did a test and I was pregnant.
Oh.
So it's a year today. Yeah,
How
so
you
maybe
finding it? So you're 4 months?
Lovely. I mean, he's wonderful. I'm finding it hard to go back to work. Because actually I realise I don't care at the minute. That's a strange thing, isn't it? I just want to be with him. Really. I've never been good at, multitasking. I'm quite tunnel vision. So I've done a few little bits of filming, and I'm just doing little projects like entertainmenty stuff, but and I'm writing a book, so I'm just doing that.
Nice.
But I think I'd rather just be with him. How do you find that?
I guess it's different for me as the man. Now I think the work has to mean something now.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
So I think that's what's changed of like now having children is like, well, to wake up in the morning it used to be just for me. So I was like, cool, I want to try this thing and let's go there and I want to do the show here. But now it's just like, okay, there's so much relying on this job and it has to be a thing. If it's not, and it's taking up my time, then I'm like...
That's how I feel. If I'm not enjoying it as well, I'm not going to put myself in a stressful position.
Yes,
Because actually you're just taking away from him then, and that's not fair.
So did you buy a lot of, because no one tells you this, but like the amount of random baby stuff we bought that you realise we don't even need?
I didn't buy anything, Mo.
Really?
I went full gifting. I just got on the hustle. Now, I've never done that. I really went for it.
Sophie.
I don't do it normally. For myself, I never did it. But for the baby, I just thought I'm doing it. Everybody, I've got free prams. I got free cots. All the furniture in his room, everything.
Oh, wow.
Yes, I think I bought... Well, nothing actually. No, I got Tommy Tippy for free.
Is it?
Yeah, the steriliser and all of that. Yeah. And I did do the breastfeeding for I did about 6 weeks. It wasn't for me. Well, as you know, I don't sit still very easily.
Yeah.
And I just found it very hard to be tied. It's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah.
And also, it's better if there's two of you.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it costs a fortune, doesn't it?
Oh my God, man.
What did you buy then that you thought?
So... I'm like a gadgety person. So the minute I could see that it was baby gadgets, I was all over it.
That's like Carnal. He loves it, all the gadgets.
Oh my God, like there was like machines that can make the bottle for you.
And but that is good though.
Yeah, but the thing is that the problem is that you get a bit reliant on it.
I wouldn't know how to do it without.
Yeah, but then I think doing it without, you realise you're like, this is actually a bit quicker,
Is it?
Yeah, because, you got to put in the right amount and then it gives you some hot and it gives you some cold and you're like... But then after that, it gets to the point where you're just like, all right, let me just pre-make these. Just put in some hot water, put the powder in.
Yeah, that's... All right, that's clever.
And then you get to the point you're like, oh, this is it. It's this easy. Oh, okay,
yeah, it's almost like a comfort, like a security blanket, isn't it?
Yeah, and because the only other babies I've probably been around were my nephews. Yeah. Who, they're like, one of them's 18 now and one of them's like 11, but... They're like the only other babies I think that I like really grew up with. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I didn't grow up because I was the youngest, so I didn't grow up having.
No, you were the one. You were the baby.
Yeah, so I was the baby of the family. But like, when it comes to you're counting and you're like, okay, how many? Is that 4?
Yeah.
Is that 5? All right, start again.
I know. Oh, that's a nightmare when you get that wrong.
God, man.
Well, I've been surprised because I've not grown up around loads of kids at all. Carnell's massive family. So he's had loads of experience and he thought he knew it all and he was quite cocky. But it's very different when you've got your own, isn't it?
Yeah.
So actually, we both learn it. But I was very nervous at first. And then as soon as he arrived, it just comes naturally, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. Are you still doing stand-up?
No. I would like to.
Yeah.
I miss it. I've not done it for years.
Do you remember when I first met you?
Yes.
At the Amuse Moose.
You were very calm.
Oh, thank you.
I was panicking, wasn't I, backstage? You calmed me down.
Do you know when I remember when I first met you was when we was like backstage on the stairs?
Yes.
And I was just, I think for me, I was just so happy to be there. I was like, oh my God, I'm in Edinburgh. And I'm doing this. And it definitely was the moment where I felt like this goes well.
Yeah, and you were brilliant.
Oh, thank you very much.
Were
no,
fantastic.
likewise. I remember telling Polly about you.
Oh, did you?
Because
That's
I remember,
sweet.
and nothing to the other comics, but I was like, like I remember leaving and I was like, you like it, seeing it mean so much to someone else.
Yeah.
Just gave it a level of perception where you're like, like it meant a lot to Sophie as it meant to me. And I remember you was very nervous.
I was very
pacing
nervous.
Backstage,
I used to get very nervous with them competitions. And actually Edinburgh, the whole thing.
Yeah,
I used to be quite a worry pot. I mean, I still worry, but not the same, actually. I don't have that. But then I haven't done live gigs. Yeah. So it is different, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
You know, but I love that atmosphere.
Yeah.
You know, even Taskmaster, when they do the live studio bit, that was my favourite bit.
Yeah.
Because you're just showing off, aren't you? And it's fun.
I guess because you've done the thing, so now you've got the live audience to kind of play around with and stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember that very, very vividly, because I've generally thought at that stage of doing stand-up, I was like, oh my God, my life will change. But also,
you went on with very much a star quality. I remember
thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you. I think
much.
I didn't. It was weird because they done that thing where they do like a first, second, third.
Yes.
There's some great comics in that as well.
Yeah, there was and Ian Smith hosted it, didn't he?
Yes.
I remember thinking he was brilliant.
Yeah, because I remember him because I think he was on the TV doing like a voiceover for something. So I'm like, oh, he's on the TV.
Big thing, yeah.
Some big shots here, man.
Yeah.
But I remember what was interesting about that, it was able to, what I was thinking about today, having you as a guest, it's like mapping out your journey in some ways. And not to say that I've been there, but it's like, oh, I remember doing a gig with you at the same time and we're both trying to make it on,
well, we were on the same generation, isn't it, of comedians, I suppose.
But then also, the 360 for me was when I was at the BAFTAs and you picked up an award and you won. Oh, yeah. I was there that day as well.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was that day. And you ran, you walked up and you weren't sure where the stairs was.
I didn't have a clue. I got overexcited. I always do. And I always think, do you know what, next time I'll be graceful.
You can't, man.
And I don't know how to control myself. Last year at the RTS, I talked to myself before. I was like, if you win this time, Sophie, I want you to go up and, do your thanks and, no titty shake. Just be really... Before I know, I'm running away. It's the adrenaline. Can't help it.
Yeah.
It goes crazy.
And we seen each other probably about a year ago. And what really struck me is when we were speaking about scripting and stuff at the BBC.
Yeah.
And you said about how like your grandma's a huge inspiration.
Yeah,
to you
she
as
is,
well.
yeah.
And that kind of is where your journey starts in some ways. Because didn't she take you on she took to Ibiza?
She went to Ibiza,
you went to a drama club, right?
She was at Cafe Del Mar partying all night. I joined the drama club.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And that was my first kind of taste of it. And then I just became obsessed with writing and performing. From a young age, I used to read plays. Because I found it hard reading, but actually reading plays was a lot easier. The way they were sort of set out on the page.
So you could see who the character was and what the
and
was.
reading out loud I found easier. So it helped me with my reading.
Okay. Yeah.
Oscar Wilde, I loved Alan Bennett. And I was quite an odd child, really.
Yeah.
Sort of doing...
Did you struggle with reading like material,
no, just
books
attention.
And stuff? Oh, really?
I've always struggled with my attention. I mean, everyone's got ADHD now, haven't they? But actually, what I found with plays is I just could hold my attention more, and I found reading out loud and maybe a kinetic learner, someone who's more, physical. It worked for me.
And I feel like you're always repping Bolton. Do you know what I mean?
It gets a bit boring.
It does. I don't think it does. No, because I feel like it gives it...
If I talk about pasties, you've got to stop me there. I am a northern cliche. Because I do love my pastries.
But you know why I think it doesn't get boring? Because when I think of... I go to Manchester a lot. I've got quite a lot of friends there.
Manchester, fabulous, yeah.
But and it's not to say Manchester's... It's like, you've got clubs and you've got great nightlife there. The people are lovely. But it's until I go outside of like Manchester
Yes,
and I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm
This is
really up north now. Do you know what I mean?
You feel like you're in the country. It's weird. Well,
Yeah.
Bolton's a town, but it's a big difference, isn't it?
Okay.
Have you been to Bolton?
I've not been to Bolton.
I can't imagine you'll go.
I can't.
I can't see
might
there's
go there,
anything.
you know?
What for?
If I had a gig there and there was enough
if you
people
have a
to
gig
come,
that I wouldn't go. I wouldn't go. No, it's all right. It's a lovely. I love it because it's my hometown. I took Carnal. He was like, "Fucking hell, this is awful." He was not impressed. He's grown up in London though all his life, so it's a different.
But like you've got like
You
people
know.
like Peter Kay from Bolton as well.
Yeah, we're
who's-
funny in
yeah.
Bolton because you've got to have a sense
Is
of
Paddy
humour to
McGuinness
live
from
there.
Bolton as well?
Yeah, Sarah Cox is from Bolton.
Yes, yeah. Some good
Ian
alumni.
McKellen, I think, is from Bolton.
Ian McKellen.
Is it Ian McKellen? One of them, like proper actors.
You can like
you know.
read minds. Ian McKellen. Oh no, we're talking about the guy from
Gandalf, isn't
X-Men.
he?
Sorry.
No, who are you talking
Ian
about?
McKellen. He's from X-Men. No, he's an actor.
He's an actor. Yeah, I thought you meant a psychic.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I'm thinking of the other guy, Paul McKenna. I think
I
he
don't
was.
know who that is.
Yeah, I think he said
Yeah.
like read minds and do magic.
Right.
Yeah.
He could be from Bolton. That sounds about right.
Yeah. But like, what was you like in terms of how did that start to build your character for you to become like who you are now in some ways? Because you're very bubbly, very humorous, you're very honest, and like
Thank you. Yeah.
you also like have this really like charming way of like you care, but you also have a party side. Like, I don't really give a shit. I just want to do what I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't give a shit. But I suppose I've always known what I wanted to do. So that determination's always quite good because you're focused on that.
Yeah.
And I've always had self-belief in that area that I'm a creative person and I never feel that that'll run out. I think we're lucky as creatives because if something doesn't quite work, there's always another avenue. There's always different options. And, not many people have that in other careers, do they?
But what I mean by you don't give a shit, you seem very no nonsense. You're very much. I remember doing shows with you. You're like, come on, all right, let's go. Come on, Mo. We've got to do it because the people are waiting there. And you just crack on.
What's
do you know
that? Have
what I
you
mean?
been watching Emmerdale?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's my Manchester default.
It's not bad, actually.
Oh, thank
It could
you.
be worse.
I do whenever I got a show anywhere up north. That
Yeah.
is my default.
Do you do that to them?
Yeah.
And they've let you come back?
Oh no, they absolutely love it because
Yeah,
I
of course
love
they do.
doing
Yeah, I'm
shows
only
up north.
joking. Yeah.
I love doing shows here down south, but up north, like
It's a good
the
crowd.
audiences are they give it to me and they take it and they're so fun. They
Manchester's
like,
a particularly good one, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Newcastle, actually, I find that.
Yes, I've done Newcastle a few times. Yeah, why I man?
Yeah.
What why I man? Up to the time.
I mean, that's terrible. I wouldn't be doing that.
I've tried that. When I do that one, it's like, all right, you can
did
chill
all
out.
right when you got to Yorkshire. I wouldn't go above.
Why
Yeah.
I used to always say my line whenever I go to Newcastle. There used to be a footballer called Shola Amiobi. So whenever I do that in an accent, like, why, hey man, fucking Shola Amiobi, man. But I'd say it the whole day, and my friends are like, bro, chill. Please stop. It's not funny
but
anymore.
sometimes you get one word, don't you? You can do well, and you're happy with that.
Shola Amiobi, I'm a fucking trousers.
Why do we all do that? Why I footin'? When I do, I always go footin'. I think is it on Biker Grove or
It's
something?
just like
I
a
don't
thing.
know.
I don't know what. I know they probably don't even say that in Newcastle.
No, I don't think they do, but I
for
do
me,
it
it's
as a
like
default.
That and trousers. Yo, man, can't fuck me fucking trousers.
Footin' trousers? Everything's got a footin' in front of it. I don't know where it comes from. It's weird.
But like you also got expelled. Like
I did get
You got expelled in school.
Yes, I did. I was quite naughty. But I always had the plan was that I wanted to be an actress and a performer and a writer. So I think I was almost a little bit cocky, really. I thought, I don't need this.
So
You know, I
knew from
stormed out of
early
my
that's what you
maths.
wanted
I
to
said,
do.
I'll get a calculator. I was and I had a lot going on at home. So I think I wasn't very good at focusing. I used to find it very difficult to sit down in a classroom. You know, I've never been good at that.
Yeah.
I used to wander around the class. Even when I was little, you know, in primary school, we used to play games, and I think it was because the teacher wanted a break, so he'd do wink murder with you.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you'd be winked and you'd be dead, and I'd hate it. You'd be sat there for dead for ages. So I used to get a sign that just said dead, like an out of office sign, and I'd just go for a walk. And I think that sums it up. I thought you'd sat all the time, and I didn't like it. So I was out, so I was skiving off a lot.
So...
But yes, I did arrive drunk in a bikini, that is true.
So you arrived drunk in a bikini?
Well, it was a very hot day in Bolton.
Okay.
They only come once a decade, I always say this. it's funny, isn't it, with things, because they become a tagline, but it was a series of events that at the time felt very logical.
Yeah.
It was a sunny day.
Yeah.
We were having some beers on the field. The batteries.
How old are you this time, roughly?
15.
Okay.
The batteries in my stereo ran out, and I knew that in the tech block they had batteries. So I just thought, I'll leave my sunbathing for a second and I'll just nip in, steal some batteries for the stereo. And I got caught in the middle. That was how that happened.
So
we were on the school field at the back.
Okay,
having
yes.
a sunbathe, you see.
Yeah. Sunbathing at break. I'm guessing break time.
No, I was not in. The field's here and the school's there. They can't see you. So I just had my own day.
So you just bunked off, basically?
Basically, I used to do guest appearances by that point
Oh,
at school.
really?
I was just quite naughty. I mean, it was just, it wasn't for me.
So, but you're 15 at this point, right?
Yeah. When I
feel
left
like-
school, I was all right, actually. As soon as I left and I could focus on what I wanted to do,
Yeah.
I just needed that focus.
But you know what? It's interesting you say that, because at 15,
Yeah.
I feel like it's weird because sometimes in school you kind of know what you want to do.
I always knew, like
Do you
from
know
the
what I
age
mean?
of
You're
8.
like, let's wrap this up, man.
I know, I was the same. And I thought, this is a waste of my time.
Yes.
I think I had an entrepreneurial attitude. I was like, there's hours I could be doing other things.
Yeah, because I got to like 16 and I knew I wanted to do performing arts.
Yeah.
I liked drama. I liked science. I didn't want to pursue it, but I liked
What
it.
kind of science?
But just, anything like practical where we get to get a Bunsen burner
again,
and
the
burn
same.
it. Any of that stuff practical, I was here for. Some stuff educational. I loved RE. I loved learning about different
me
faiths and
too.
religions and stuff.
Yeah, I loved RE. I loved the philosophy side of it as well.
Yeah, and I think everything else, I struggled a lot in school. So for me, at that point, 15,
Yeah.
and my dad would also give me a lot of, when I go to my dad's on a weekend, he'd give me his version of, history and where I'm from and
that's
stuff like
good.
this. And, and then he's telling me about books I should read and explaining it. So by 15, it wasn't so much I felt like I knew it all,
Yeah.
but I definitely was at a point where I'm like, I know what I want to do after
You
this.
know
I've
what
only
you
got
want.
a year left.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in an exam being like, I know I'm not going to take algebra
Yeah.
to anywhere with me. And
Have
in
we
life.
ever used it? I still don't even understand it.
Was it Pythagoras theorem?
Something to do with an apple. I don't know how many apples Sam's got.
You know what? It's like I
don't know.
respect it, and I'm always in awe of people that are great with maths.
Yes,
I always sit there and I'm like,
amazing.
I wish I was really good. But also I know I'm like, well, it weren't ever going to be my
No,
calling.
I think you kind of know, don't you? So in a way, you just want to go, just focus in a bit.
Yes, yeah,
So
yeah,
why
yeah.
did you struggle then with school?
I think
What
for
was
me,
it?
I was dyslexic. I didn't know what
Right.
dyslexia was.
Yes.
I think back then it was just like you got learning difficulties.
Right, yeah.
But at the same time, I was like, I was also in denial of like, I don't have learning difficulties. I just don't like this lesson.
Yeah, well, if there's nothing
Do you know what I
being
mean?
like, there's no solutions. That's really
Yes.
frustrating, isn't it? You're just in a
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I think for a lot of young people, especially at 15, 16,
Mm.
they get to a point where like, I don't know. But no one was able to break down what dyslexia was or give me a way to
Yeah.
explain it. Only until I left, went uni, and I'm like, oh, I get
Yes.
why my brain reacts like this when it sees numbers or words or retaining
Yeah.
information. So then I started to understand. But I think what's really interesting of what you were saying about, you're 15 and you're like, well, I'm making an
Yes,
appearance.
yeah.
But then where did you have the kind of, because I'm so intrigued to where you are able to be someone who's on stage,
Mm-hmm.
but also someone who's able to sit down and write and, create a script.
Yeah,
for
well, I
example.
love writing. It's hard, isn't it?
Mm.
I've always been a hard-working person. I've just needed to channel it in the right areas.
Yeah.
And I think for me, school didn't fit, but I was really keen to get going as soon as I left school. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to be in the right environments. And also I had a lot of stuff at home and things that I needed to work through.
Yeah.
It was when I went to Contact Theatre in Manchester, when I would have been about 18, 19. That's when it really happened for me.
Yeah.
So I joined a youth theatre there. And then I set up a theatre company, and then we looked at getting funding, and then I did a course in being a producer and then learned that sort of skill. So I think it was probably there I got to fine-tune it,
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the discipline I've always had with writing,
Yeah.
because I used to write even as a kid, so it's not,
It's not that
Yeah.
the thing that makes you sit and go, oh, I've got to write this
but
thing
2
out.
hours a day is the best, I think. If
Oh,
you just do
really?
2 hours a day. They say that's your best 2 hours, don't they? And then after that,
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone for at least for a bit, or have a break, and then you could go back to it. But a minimum of 2 hours a day, and then you should be pleased with yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was it for you? Because like I feel like we was on the circuit at a similar time.
Yeah.
And I remember you very vividly being on circuit. We'd done shows together, and whether it's up the creek or whatnot and stuff. And then you get into a place of writing, and you write Alma's Not Normal.
Mm-hmm.
And what was that feeling like when you're finally like, oh, someone likes my script or my thing? Or
I think what was fab was when I moved to stand-up, because I realised my voice fitted a lot better in that world rather than theatre. But also, you do so many hours at something, and then finally what you imagine in your head comes off on the page, which was a whole thing.
Yeah.
Because often I'd make things and it becomes something completely different. Because so I think that's like when you're starting to master the craft of what you're doing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then with the pilot, I was very pleased with how that went. But writing the series, the first series, I'd never done that before. That was very hard work, because I think obviously because you've written one, haven't you?
Yeah.
You write your individual storyline of each episode, but then it's got to thread all the way through, and I'd have millions of drafts of that. And then the second series, it didn't take me as many drafts. I noticed there was a change.
Knew the patterns.
Yeah, I think so. You get there quicker, don't you, when you know.
So would you say that the pilot is sometimes a bit harder because you're kind of putting all the eggs into one basket, and
also you don't know what you're doing. You're creating something for the first time, aren't you? The whole world and everything, and the tone of it, it's completely up to you which direction you go in.
Yeah.
And that can actually be more difficult, I found. I had loads of versions of that. I think I was quite lucky with Expectation, and Polly was very helpful with that as well, just making sure it was my vision and I got to stick with what I wanted, and not having too many people feed in too early. Because I think that can really break a script, actually, if it's... Because then it's just too many voices. It has to be your voice first.
Yeah.
And then it, gets honed down, doesn't it?
What I've always thought is amazing is that, like, you've received, like, grants, like, like Theatre Collective, where, they helped you learn about, how to apply and stuff like this. How has that been beneficial to you in your journey as well? Because sometimes they're the things that happen in the background, and you only see the end of the light, or the trophy at the end. Do you know what I mean?
So I used to write like Arts Council bids for if I was doing a show. So the good thing about that was that actually you'd have to explain what you wanted to do in detail, and then you'd have to justify it. So actually, by the time you got to making the show or being creative, you were coming from every angle of it. What's the social implications of this show? What's the political? What's the, so it actually gives you a really wide understanding of what you're doing creatively, which I think really does shape it. So when I think of Alma, actually for me, it was always like, what's the social point that I'm trying to make? Especially each episode has its own social point. Or question, not telling people what they should feel, but a question. And I think that's coming from, because I did Arts Council applications, you'd think in that way, differently to just, right, this is a funny episode and I'm just going to explore this thing. It's got to have a point for me, So
Do
I
you think
that's
that people
shaped.
know that information is available as well for them to get funding to help them make?
I don't think so. And to be honest, I did Arts Council funding a long time ago. If I look now at people doing grants, it's really hard. I mean, there's hardly any money left, and they make it so difficult to get that funding. I was in a lucky time, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think, what's really cool about what you've done is that it's such a 360 like thing where, seeing you at the BAFTAs and, winning, but also knowing that, like, when it's come to your journey, you've done it very organically as well.
Do you think?
Yeah, because when you think of, like, a lot of people don't know that they can even get funding for a project.
No, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? And it
was theatre first and that world, and then I went into stand-up. You went in quite late, didn't you, to stand-up, were you?
Well, I was 19, but I think...
Gosh,
yeah,
right.
so, but the thing is, it's weird. When I say I started at 19, it's just doing open mic gigs.
How old are you now?
38.
So you're my
Just turned
age. So we
38.
were starting at the same time. I think that was quite late, though. Or did you start before that then?
No, 19 was when I started. But like when I started, I think for me it was definitely just open mics and just...
Right, yeah.
Like I knew I was doing stand-up, but I didn't really have a USP of really who I even was.
No, I didn't have a clue of
Do you
any
know
of
what I mean?
that.
Like the first couple of gigs, I'm just talking about, you go to the bar and you got no money, so you got to drink ice cubes. And like, it was funny to my peers. And for me, it was definitely like a way to build my confidence on stage.
Yes. So you did your hours doing it like that?
Oh, yeah, but I was definitely winging it sometimes. Sometimes I turn up and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing here.
It's quite amazing that, isn't it? The confidence.
Yeah. I wish that, I don't wish that there was social media, because now you can be a comic and you can create your social media, have your clips on, which I think is amazing for comics now.
It is great. The gatekeepers, don't have as much power. I think that's always a good thing.
There isn't that power anymore. But there is also, comics still going to Edinburgh, which I still encourage a lot of comics to do. Mm-hmm. I'm like, go there. Like, even you might not need to put a show on, but just
experience. It's the biggest arts festival in the world.
Yeah, you just want to see that this thing is available, because sometimes I've gone to other countries and that doesn't exist in any realm. Do you know what I mean? You have to look to find, I want to watch some theatre, I want to watch some comedy. And sometimes there is this conversation of like, do we still need it? And like, I do think there is a purpose out there for some comics. And I think for some comics, it might not be where you're going to find your audience.
I think it would be nice for the pressure to come off it. I think it got to a point where it was so much pressure on people and it was a lot of money. I mean, I remember going up there, and it was like, come on, every day you've got to, you felt like a marine.
You had a show on there as well and everything.
I had On Record there and then branded. And actually, I look back now and I think, God, that was so stressful. Why? Why were we, at the machine? Just think, no, I don't, fuck off, actually. A little bit. And I think there was too many people with too much power. So I think what's great about the online stuff is it just redresses a bit of balance. There are options now. So it's great to have Edinburgh, but it shouldn't have the control and power that it had.
Yeah.
People were having nervous breakdowns up there.
Oh, no, people are losing it. And it's hard because it's like...
I was talking to myself going for a swim every day. You're all right. It's going to be... it's too much. I wouldn't put myself through it now. I look back and think, God, no.
I do think,
Gelly knows, don't you, Gelly? It was hell on earth, wasn't it? I do think it was a very serious
Do you know what
time.
I think what is good for Edinburgh is... weirdly going there just to find out if your audience is there.
Yes.
And I think it's different.
And it's lovely because actually I think it should be, is a chance to perform your show every day for 20 days and that be a fabulous experience. Because it's wonderful being in front of an audience. But I think we just need to take that pressure off, especially new comedians. Even now they're going up, new comedians, and they're getting so, like, their life depends on being nominated. And it's all those things you think, actually, let's just,
I think it's
calm it down
that pressure. But it's also knowing that it's like, well, if this goes well, it could change my life.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I never want to say to a comic that that's not what it's going to do.
Yeah.
But it will definitely let you know if you're cut out for it.
Absolutely.
And I think that's stand-up. I don't think it's just Edinburgh.
I think that's about doing the hours of the gigs, though. It's not about the politics. It's about being on stage, being with an audience.
Every day.
And that's fabulous. And that's what needs to be the focus, I
Every
think.
day, just in a room, and there might be 100 people one day, might be 10 people the next day. That is where you have to work, and you're like, I've got to work. It's 10 minutes. I've got to entertain them.
Yeah. And not
Give
looking for overnight
ever.
Success. That's the thing, isn't it? If you're rushing too much, the impatience.
The biggest lesson I think I got from Edinburgh was going there, and we had to essentially work for our food. I just quit my job. I think I was at Reese. I quit my job at Reese, handed in my notice. I said, because I couldn't get the whole
shop,
month to go.
Clothes shop,
the menswear shop. So I told them, look, I'm leaving. Because I couldn't get the whole summertime is when sales on. Left. But the biggest lesson, I had to work for my food. So when I say that, is I didn't have any money, and literally we're doing a show. Whatever we make in our bucket is the money that we would eat. I didn't have, oh, mate, can you borrow me £100? Because I didn't have the money to borrow to then pay back.
Yeah.
And then I'm waiting on like maybe an invoice to clear in 2 months' time.
But it was quite good when you were doing it yourself, wasn't it? The flyering. I mean, I did the same.
Did you do it yourself? Flyering?
Not the On Record and Branded. Before that, I'd gone up with the solo show.
Yeah.
And what I used to do is frog march people literally up to buy tickets for the following day. Okay. And if I sold 30 tickets for the following day, I'd let myself go home because that was half the amount. It was a 60-seater. So I'd do that most days, you know, basically.
That is a hustle.
Well, it had to, because I thought I don't want to get tomorrow stressed, because I had an early show, it was 1 p.m. So I thought, you fly you in, but who's around? So I'd stay after the show and do that for hours and hours till I got my 30 people. And then on the day, if you had minimum 30, that's all right. And then often more. And I had to sell out run, actually. It was not bad, yeah.
Yeah, I done me and Kate Curd, we split an hour. I done 30 minutes, he done 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, going up there and handing out flight, because we had a 12 o'clock show.
Yes.
So we're just literally getting the tourists that wake up.
Yes.
And just want to go to something.
And the old ladies.
Yeah, we had people that was just like, well, I'll go and check these guys out.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, he does, Kate does 30 minutes, I do 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But
How was that?
It was interesting, staying in a hostel, and there's one guy, it was a shared bathroom, and he left a poo in the toilet. I'll never forget that.
Oh.
And it was like just
this is an Edinburgh story.
Yeah, I was so disgusted, but it let me know that this is like, I get to go home after this.
Yes.
But also it was a crash course in realizing I've got to work for my food. My audience not here. Yeah. I'm enjoying performing. I'm just not enjoying this level of performing.
That's it. And also you can enjoy the performing. It's all the other added pressures, I think, that could just relax.
Yeah.
And I think that's happened a little bit now with there being other avenues. It's not the only avenue. And I think that's always helpful, isn't it?
So,
because it gives, if it's only the avenue, it gives it too much power, I think.
Yeah, and I think now for comics, it just feels so much more like there's a bit more choice out there.
Yes,
I hope anyway,
for
the comics out there, whether it's a comedy club that helps you and you're there every week, it just feels like there's a bit more choice, and it isn't just, oh man, if I go on this, I might get 8 out of 10 cats or mock the week.
I know.
And if that goes well, I can do a tour.
And that's
then
not really artistic as well. It's not being, because you want to be in your creative element, thinking about being creative, not, I'd love to sit next to Jimmy Carr. Nothing wrong with him. But, that shouldn't be the ambition, I don't think. Yeah,
in terms of ambition, I'm so happy that things are working out for you. What was it like, though, when you won your first BAFTA? Because you won it in lockdown as well, and I won one in lockdown as well.
Yes, you did, yeah.
Yeah. So how was it for you? Because I don't know if you had this, but I remember being on a Zoom, and
it was weird.
Everyone's on a Zoom. Did you have that as well?
Yeah, it was. And it popped up. I really wasn't expecting it, because I wasn't expecting to be nominated. I didn't even know I was in the list.
Yeah.
Did you not know?
Well, no, I think
I didn't know I was.
I think Polly might have told me.
I didn't know I was in a long list or anything. So when the shortlist came out, I was shocked, because we'd only done the pilot episode of Alma, and I was currently filming the series.
Yeah.
And we found out on set, so I thought it was a joke. It was weird, because my grandmother, who's a big influence, she'd passed away the night before. No, actually, it was the same night, wasn't it? I was filming Alma. We were in week 1 of filming a 6-week show.
Yeah.
It was 9 p.m. It was a super pink moon, which Grandma loved. She thought she was some sort of, witch. She was like, oh, these are my moons. And she died on this moon, which was quite a thing. And then I got a phone call at 9:02. She died at 9 o'clock. And at 9:02, I got a message saying, like, congratulations. I didn't understand it. I thought someone was being really weird, congratulating me that Grandma passed away. I didn't get it. The next morning, I realised the moment that she passed away, I'd been nominated for a BAFTA, which was just bizarre, because she'd always been so positive and,
Yeah.
So that felt quite, it's quite magical, really, and quite emotional. And then when we actually sat down, I dressed up for it, even though we were in lockdown, we were filming. I put a sequin dress on in this barn I was staying in. And then they said my name. I couldn't believe it. I just went absolutely nuts, actually. Again, running around. We were staying on a farm.
Yeah.
And I ran round a tractor. I woke all the neighbours up. It was wild. But were you the same? I mean, I just couldn't. You're very relaxed, aren't you?
I didn't think I would win. I remember the people in my category. I think it was.
Yeah.
I think it was entertainment performance.
Yes.
So I think I had.
It was for your show, wasn't it?
Yeah. So the first one was entertainment performance, and I didn't even get the category. So I'm like, so this is my performance. In my show. Yeah. I'm like, well, of course I'm going to perform. It's my show.
Yeah,
but I didn't know there was a category for it.
Yeah.
So I think it was Graham Norton, Frankie Boyle, and Lee Mack. And I remember just being like, look at look at
Brilliant.
this category. I'm like, and I was just so happy to be nominated. I was
Yeah.
honestly like, I was just like, wow, I'm
That's
nominated
how
for
I
this
felt.
thing.
I was just like, couldn't
Yeah.
believe I'd been
I
nominated.
couldn't believe it.
And felt magical.
And because it was in lockdown, you know, I remember it was the night before, and I never forget this. I remember going to the bathroom just before I was going to go to bed, and I was like, I'm not going to dress up. I'm just going to wear a hoodie on. I'm not going to win anyway.
So you went down the defeatist dressing code.
But this was when I was in the bathroom just ready to go to bed, and I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, I think I might win.
You had a feeling.
I had this
knew.
weird feeling, and I was like, no, I'm going to put a shirt on.
Good for you.
Because I feel like I might win. I think I might just win. And then I've always had this weird premonition of whenever I've done like any award show and I'm nominated, you know when they do the VTs of and coming up, we had to do a rehearsal of it.
Right.
But they don't say who wins. This is in the afternoon of the BAFTAs. And
you mean you have to do a thank you very much, like accepting of
so they say, oh guys, we're on Zoom. Like, so basically we're going to show you VT and then it's going to cut to who the winner
I know
is.
what you mean,
Now, when they show the highlights, I was the first one that they showed. So I was like, this happened before another award show. It's the first one that came up and I was like, I'm not going to win.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was like, this happened last time.
Yeah.
And already I'm like, no, it happened twice. I was like, I'm not going to win this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to win now.
Because you were on first, you thought.
Yeah. And then we done the Zoom, like you said, everyone was on the Zoom and you had like, you know, Jodie Comer there and everyone else.
Yeah.
And like, everyone. I'm looking at everyone's house. I was like, let me see what everyone's house is like.
Well, I should have done that. Yeah.
Then they called my name and I remember because I was wearing a pair of grey shorts, but I put a shirt on because no one's going to see.
That was the lockdown way, wasn't it? Just a shirt here.
It's when Zoom was new.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, what's a Zoom?
It was Skype before, wasn't it?
Yeah. But I remember I jumped for joy, but I couldn't tell anyone because it was in the afternoon. Couldn't tell them until the live show went out. So then I remember just telling all my friends, I was like, guys, like tune in for the BAFTAs.
Yes.
And all my friends were like, yeah, did you win? And I was like, I didn't, but just tune in and I'm nominated.
So you couldn't say?
I couldn't say. I didn't want to spoil it for them.
Right.
But
it was exciting, wasn't it?
Did it feel like your life when you won that was going to change or things might happen for you?
I think it did. It did feel like that. But it was the biggest thing that had ever happened to me, I suppose, in career terms.
Yeah.
And I was currently filming the first series of Alma, and my grandma passed away, so it's like a massive transitional period. Everything was shifting.
Yeah.
You know, you have those moments in your life, don't you? I think where just, you know, it's like every 7 years or something, there's a big shift, and that felt like the kind of beginning of a new chapter. Very much. Yeah, it was. It was amazing, actually. And I've got 3 now. You've got 4, haven't you?
I got 3.
You've got 3?
Yeah, I got 3. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to mess the night.
Let's do that again.
Oh, it's quite hard. I've got quite short limbs, actually. You're supposed to look at the elbow. That's better. Yeah.
People are going to be like, he can't even high five. Man.
Well, 3rd time looking, 3 BAFTAs. There you go.
But then, like in 2022, you got a honorary doctorate.
Doctorate. Yeah.
From the University of Bolton for your contribution to television and comedy. How does that feel? Because you're someone that got expelled from school, but then you get this, you know, this honour from, you know, Bolton University.
It was nice, actually. Yeah, it was. Well, I prepared my speech because I wanted it to be for the young people because they were all going to be there. So I think that was what I wanted to focus on, you know. But I really, it was kind of the speech I did was a love letter to writing and love letter to young people of going, once you find your thing, you know, you keep hold of that. So it felt like a real celebration of that because I'd been expelled and all of that. But actually what I'd had is always had this passion for writing. Yeah. So it felt, you know, really celebratory. I took my old headmaster who'd expelled me, actually.
Oh, really?
So that was quite fun because we do get on quite well.
Yeah.
And I put him on Would I Lie to You as well. He came on that.
Really?
Yeah. He's a right diva, actually. He loves all the showbiz. He's like, yes, I expelled her, actually. Yeah. He loves it. Yeah, so it was
what
nice,
would you say to like a younger Sophie that wanted to, you know, get into the world of, you know, script writing and creating their own series? Because I think for anyone, one is a lot of people are like, can I write the thing? And I've written, and you must meet a lot of people. You know, we done a talk together at the BBC, and you know, I had people asking me, and I'm like, bro, I'm I'm in the same, I know I'm in a different place, but I'm still trying to get my thing on the ground as well as your thing. So
it's very difficult. I could definitely not advise them, you know, in terms of where to go now, because I think everything's really difficult, isn't it? You know, I think probably your route that you did online and building that way is probably...
Yeah.
And I feel like the industry's changing so much. I mean, I actually went to go and do a talk in Oldham at the college there, and a lot of these young people were saying, how do we get into the industry if we've no money? And you know, times being as difficult as they are. And what I don't want to do is say, well, what do you need to do? You know, because actually times are really difficult and different for young people now, aren't they? I suppose the only thing you can talk about is the creative process and kind of, you know, inspiring, I suppose, you know, sticking clear to your own vision and things like that. But actually saying, logistically, I think it's very, very difficult, isn't it?
Because I guess it's one thing to be a stand-up because you can just go to where the stage is, or you find an acting school. And it's the hard... I get people ask me all the time, like, I want to write a film and like, how do I do it? And I'm like, I
don't know.
I don't know where I would go if I had a film. Do you know what I mean? And who do I take it to? How do you get it? And so do you find that now you want to be positioned in a place where you are able to give people, you know, advice because, you know, you've done it in a way where you have been able to get funding from places to help, you know, other projects that you've had? I
mean, I used to do a lot of mentoring, particularly with care experienced people who wanted to go into our industries. And I still do a little bit of that. And obviously that talk we did at BBC was great because we've got people who are really new and working in the industry. They're getting these, you know, it was a bursary scheme, wasn't it? Training scheme. Yeah. And they're asking you practical questions. Yeah. You know, that I feel I can be helpful, you know. Would I know where to send someone for the first time now wanting to become an actor? I wouldn't, actually. That's the sad thing, isn't it? I'd probably say get involved with your youth theatres. You know, Contact Theatre's gone, but if you're in Manchester, Home MCI, it's just more difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, of course.
I think.
Because I think that's my biggest worry for the newer, younger generation, where it feels like Instagram and TikTok are great to build a platform on. Yeah. But I think it's getting to the next level. It's the hardest. It must be the hardest thing ever because, you know, now you do have these, you know, Instagram influencer agencies, which are great, discovering talent. But I guess it's the development of, you know, the person that's doing sketches and like, I want to do a sketch, but I want to write my own, you know, my own film and stuff. Yeah. And that feeling like that's achievable as opposed to, I hear that, but let's just do the brand stuff.
Yes, I know that is really difficult. It's a completely different industry, I think, to what we started in even just 10 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So, it's very difficult. I mean, I do work with care leavers still, but I think you also have to be careful not taking on too much and offering too much and then not being able to deliver. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I'm really pleased with is when you can offer actual practical support. So we did a paid training scheme on Alma's Not Normal. On the pilot, and then on the series we did it bigger, and then on the second series we did it even bigger, and I really pushed for that, especially on that first series. And I think that's great because rather than you just telling people what they should and shouldn't do and spouting off, you know, actually giving pragmatic opportunities. So they worked in different departments, you know, some shadowed a director or some shadowed set design and skill sets I don't have, you know.
Especially for up north as well, because sometimes people feel like you have to come
as a what, sorry?
Especially for up north as well.
Yeah, well, I think now there's loads up there. Yeah. You know, it's probably... Bolton, they filmed everything up there. Peaky Blinders, everything was filmed in Bolton. Oh, really? So I thought I'd be going back to Bolton being the star. Yeah. And actually there was like 4 other productions when I got there. So, great. You know, it was ridiculous. Because it's quite cheap to film up there and they've cottoned on. So, you know... It really is the Hollywood of the North now, Bolton. Do
you miss it now that you live here in London?
No, I don't miss the North. I love going back and visiting, but I like being in London. I also like the anonymity a bit because, you know, up north, when you've got a TV show that's northern and you're from the north, there is an ownership. And that can be a bit exhausting.
Yeah.
Whereas down here, they couldn't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? Like Liz Hurley lives around the corner. They're not bothered about me. I was in Bolton and like, he's like, oi, is that you, mate? Can I have a salad? It gets really like that. So, and I found that quite claustrophobic.
Yeah.
So
do you feel like with the
here.
show that it's been able to really connect with people? Because I feel like people can probably see themselves in the show as well.
That I love. I really wanted the social service system to have more empathy. I even said that to my mum's social worker. I was like, you've done all this training and yet you lack empathy. Like, what is that? And that was something I was really passionate about. And now they show Alma in the universities across the country to social workers to training up.
Oh, wow.
They show it as part of their kind of education on how to deal with people. And I love that. That for me is, in a way, bigger than a BAFTA.
Yeah.
I think that's, so I know it's connected with a lot of people, and that is wonderful. People who are like my mother, people who are like myself, who's grown up with a mum like that, and and also just women and families, intergenerational trauma. You can see it in the 3 generations in Alma.
Yeah,
and actually, that connects with most people really.
And now you're in a place where, like, you've won the BAFTAs and you live now here in London, and you're writing a book. Got a book coming out as well.
Yeah. I've never done that before. You've done it, haven't you?
I have. It is one of the best things I think I've ever done.
Really? Right, okay.
Because I didn't realise how important... I know literature is important, but when you write a piece...
Yeah.
And, you get it checked and you write and you look at it.
Yeah, yeah.
And realising, I think it really made sense to me when I seen it in a bookshop. Not when I went to visit it when it first came out. I just went into a Waterstones once. I was like, what did they sell my book here? Let's have a look. And I seen it there. And this was about a year or two later. And I was like, it's still...
Did you go and sign any copies? You can do that. You're allowed, aren't you, just to pick one up and sign it?
I didn't know that.
Well, I don't know if you are allowed, actually. My friend Lemsis does it all the time. He gets he's 50 odd now. He's been published millions of times, and he still gets so excited, and he goes and signs it. Which is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't know that, because I did do like signed copies that people could buy. Yeah. But I think the most amazing thing I've ever had is where a lady came up to me in the street and she was like, "Oh my God, your book." Yeah, absolutely loved lovely. It. Like, it made me feel like I was a part of your journey.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I'm so used to instant gratification.
Yes.
So I'm used to going on stage, getting a laugh, doing a TV show. Did you like it? Comedy special goes out. What's the reviews like?
You don't get that with any writing.
With a book, it's
or
different.
Scripts, though. I mean, that takes, a long time, doesn't it?
And I think that's the beautiful thing with a book that I realised. And mine was also a selection of just memoirs that led me up to where I was at that point in my life.
Great.
I was like, I didn't want to do a biopic just yet. I'm still really quite young, and yes, I've lived, but not enough to put that in a book. But the greatest thing I think I've ever done, I'll always lay testament to that, because it just means that part of my life is just in a book.
Yeah, and it's great because you've had kids as well.
Yeah.
So actually what's lovely is they've got this legacy.
This is what I always say,
which is actually what I'm doing with my book. It's written for Elijah.
So is that what you want your legacy to be in some ways?
Well, this book I want to write for Elijah. So it's going to be a series of short stories based on my own experiences and think pieces.
Yeah.
Information I'd like to pass on to him as an adult that I probably can't tell him now because I'd like to have parental boundaries.
Yeah. It's a beautiful name, by the way.
It's a lovely name, isn't it, Elijah? I'm dedicating it to him, and it's going to be short stories. So think pieces, and they'll stand alone, if you're reading it. But I know it's for him. It's kind of my advice to him. What I've learned, through my wild life, I suppose. Yeah.
And is that what you kind of summarise your legacy to be in some ways, to have stuff to leave behind?
Well, Elijah will be my legacy, won't he, really? It's a funny one, isn't it, when you have a baby? Because I feel like everything I've done before, now I'm thinking about in a different way. Yeah. All my crude jokes even, I was on like Never Mind the Buzzcocks talking about, eating cocks or something disgusting. And then I was like, oh my God, my adult son is going to see this. I really need to think who I want to be and how I present myself. And so I'm in a transition at the moment, which is why this book will be quite good for me to do, actually.
I think I literally think everyone is, once they have children.
Yeah.
You're like, oh okay.
Yeah, who am I?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I find myself
definitely a
on Sunday
thing.
at church just be like,
Yes.
hands in the air and stuff, where it was,
Yeah.
you know, fast forward like me 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it would be like hangover, being out in the club.
Yes.
I'm like, I need a Domino's at like 1 in the afternoon.
And that
Do
was
you know what I mean?
miserable, actually,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah. When you look at
you
it
wouldn't
now-
want it now. Good times.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I think it's the things that life bring, the unexpectedness of it, is when you go, oh, this is different. I'm a parent now. I've got to wipe this child's nose.
Yeah, and also you're thinking, I've got a little boy, you know, and I keep thinking I'm bringing this man into the world, and that's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, especially with all this manosphere stuff, I've found that quite intense, you know. And also just thinking, like, what is your responsibility as a woman, you know, when you're raising a son? And also he's mixed race, so there's a responsibility there to him, you know, about his identity and how he kind of sees the world, and, you know, how he feels connected to both parts of himself, and getting to decide who he wants to be on his own terms. And there's just so much, isn't there? And we obviously are public speakers, and we put a lot of stuff out there. So it's also about thinking carefully about how that will impact him later. It's a lot, isn't it?
Oh, Sophie, man.
It's only been 4 months, so...
It's such a pleasure to have you on the podcast, man.
Yeah, it's lovely to be here.
To see your journey, and I never forget sitting in those stairs backstage at the Amuse Moose.
Yes.
I'll never forget that, because I remember it was just me and yourself, and I was like, and I think you would come back to be, because I remember you was pacing up and down.
I was asking you for your advice.
Yes, you was. I
was so nervous, and you were so calm. I was like, how do you stay so calm? And you were really lovely.
And I'd never forget that. But also I remember just being like, this woman's going to do so well, because she was so funny,
sweet.
but just so like your stand-up was funny, but also I felt like being there at that time, I was like, oh, like she's going through what I go through.
Yes,
and it doesn't
just more
feel
publicly.
like but it doesn't feel like a single experience. Do you know what I mean? So to see you, you know, winning BAFTAs, being there at the same time as well, you know, seeing you collect the award.
Well, I felt the same with
stuff.
you, Mo.
Do you know what I mean?
So
impressive.
impressive.
It's so amazing, honestly, Sophie.
Should we try another one, but more successful?
Do it, man. Come on, man.
Elbow to elbow.
There you go.
There we go. Just knocked it with my tit, actually. But no, it's fabulous with you. You've done amazing, Mo.
Thank you so much, Sophie, man. But listen, this has been your beginning, middle, and end. Thank you so much, Sophie. Really, really, really appreciate that, man. Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today. Now, a lot goes into making each episode. I know you hear my voice, but there's a team behind the scenes who help make it. And if you did enjoy it, I'd really, really appreciate it if you could show the love to them by giving us 5 stars. And if you also have the time, please leave us a review. It's always appreciated, and we love reading the comments. And of course, we want to keep making it better. Thank you for listening, and have a great day. Peace.